Pharmaceutical pricing. The history of pharmaceutical pricing. Between 1997 and 2007, drug spending in the United States tripled, then decreased until around 2013 when it began to rise again. By 2015, annual prescription drug spending in the United States had risen to almost $1,000 per person, accounting for 16.7% of total personal healthcare spending. However, Americans do not take more prescription or over-the-counter medications than patients in other countries. The U.S. government's strategy of allowing drug maker monopolies, combined with coverage requirements imposed on government-funded medical programs, has an impact on high prices Americans pay for pharmaceuticals. Background. Prescription drug prices and spending have risen to unprecedented levels, adding to unsustainable healthcare costs in the United States. A third of the increase in prescription spending was due to drug price increases by manufacturers and a shift towards prescribing high-priced products by medical professionals. High drug prices can be attributed to the cost of production as well as research and development. Counter-argument. Did you know, according to AbbVie's principles, they strive to invest and innovate relentlessly to tackle unmet needs, creating new medicines and healthcare approaches for a healthier world. They also strive to reduce pharmaceutical prices when possible and focus on the well-being and equality of patients. For some background context on pharmaceutical pricing, pharmaceutical costs account for 17% of all healthcare expenditures. The Affordable Care Act allowed for 16.9 million more people to get insurance, allowing more people to have access to prescription drugs, in turn increasing demand and resulting in increased prices. Pharmaceutical prices clearly make up a huge amount of total healthcare expenditures in the United States, but there are reasons or explanations that can help justify these high prices. You may be asking yourself, why are pharmaceutical prices so high? How is it justified? Prices are extremely high in general, but especially noticeable when compared with other countries. Well, here are some of the reasons that pharmaceutical prices are so high in the United States. Many people rely on drugs to survive, so they are willing to pay extremely high prices. Drug companies know this and take advantage of it. The FDA makes it difficult for generic, cheaper drugs to be produced. Drug development and approval is a lengthy process. It costs roughly $3 billion to develop a new drug. The United States patent system dictates that if a company patents a drug for 20 plus years, they will remain the sole provider of that drug. There is a monopoly of drug manufacturers. These companies set their own prices for drugs, and private insurers generally don't negotiate these prices. When there is a monopoly over a specific industry or product, it allows companies to skyrocket their prices. Customers and patients rely on the product/drugs, so they who can will be forced to pay these extreme prices. The leader we chose for pharmaceutical pricing is Jeffrey R. Stewart, who is an executive vice president but also chief commercial officer at AbbVie. Now, what are the duties of a chief commercial officer? Well, they ensure that the company must continue to provide products and services that people can be satisfied with, and also take on the challenge of planning to ensure that the company's goals are met and sales goals are not compromised. Why do companies raise their prices? They raise their prices in order to earn more revenue, which is necessary in order to fund their continuing research of new drug discoveries. Well, how do chief commercial officers manage problems regarding pharmaceutical pricing? One is marketing, where they must develop and implement marketing strategies that will engage and retain customers and potential customers. Another is determining the pricing strategy. When pricing their drugs, pharmaceutical companies not only consider a drug's uniqueness and effectiveness, but also competition from other companies. If prices are too high, then customers will not purchase the product. But if priced too low, then the company may not profit. Commercial officers help to introduce the idea of fairness to all parties as a guiding principle. Positive leadership skills. These are a few positive leadership traits that a chief commercial officer should have. Strong communication skills, be highly goal-oriented, and have respect and humility. Strong communication skills or interpersonal effectiveness is, as Dye said, when leaders interact with staff regularly so they appear accessible and are better informed. Seeking and accepting feedback is a sign of respect, communicating that others' opinions are valued. They should also have self-esteem so they accept criticism, collaborate effectively with others, and cultivate a team-oriented environment. They are also goal-oriented where they can identify with and work in organizations that uphold the same goals and values as they do. With this kind of match, the leaders can easily motivate teammates to perform according to their values. Characteristics of emotionally intelligent leaders are they are self-aware, they are confident with their skills, goals, and vision, but value continuous improvement. Lastly, they should also have respect and humility. It is a value that enables leaders to restrain ego, admit mistakes, pay attention, care about and honor others, keep an open mind, give credit or compliments, and ask for help or insight. Leaders must return to this basic value to regain trust and amplify their effectiveness towards the team. As said in the lecture, respect is the value that multiplies the desire of both the leader and the follower to work harder and deliver consistently excellent performance. Negative traits. Common negative traits among leaders. Arrogance. When decisions are made among a group of individuals, the leader can discuss different perspectives and reasonings from each person who makes up the decision. That way, arrogance is not displayed. In his book, Leadership in Healthcare, Essential Values and Skills, author Carson Dye stated, if decisions must be made by a subset, the reasons must be explained and discussed by the entire team. Easily distracted. By showing a positive attitude, a leader will show a better understanding of his group members, and distractions will take place less frequently. Dye also stated that positive affirmations are statements and behaviors that build others up and boost their confidence and sense of well-being. They serve to minimize the many negative distractions. Lastly, hostility. Being more competent and interacting with others more effectively will reduce hostility in the working environment of a leader and a group as a whole. Dye also stated that personal ineptitude in leaders lowers everyone's performance, it wastes time, creates acrimony, corrodes motivation and commitment, and builds hostility and apathy. Agency, which is AbbVie Pharmaceutical Research and Development. AbbVie's mission is to discover and deliver innovative medicines and products that solve serious health issues and enhance people's lives today and address the medical challenges of tomorrow. Their therapeutic focus areas are immunology, oncology, neuroscience, virology, and eye care. AbbVie is the biopharmaceutical spin-off of Abbott Laboratories formed in 2011 that now employs 48,000 people. The creation of AbbVie was facilitated by the efficacy of Abbott's TNF-inhibiting biologic medication Humira. The efficacy of Humira for the treatment of immune-mediated diseases served as the basis for continued research into immunology, oncology, and other therapeutic focuses. AbbVie currently has 59 programs in its pipeline. The drug pipeline contains all medications in development, either being studied for first-time approval or expanded indications. And 13 of the programs are in Phase 3 clinical development. A majority of their pipeline focus is immunology and oncology. AbbVie has created drugs that treat over 60 conditions for people in over 175 countries. Operating manufacturing and research development facilities in 20 countries. They have also donated $35 million to support underserved communities and healthcare systems addressing COVID-19. In 2020, they invested $5.8 billion to advance science. They also provide free AbbVie medications to patients who demonstrate a financial need via a program called My AbbVie Assist.